Space is terrifying. It is vast, silent, and completely unforgiving. If you ever find yourself outside a spaceship without a suit, you are in serious trouble. But what actually happens if you are exposed to space? A lot of people imagine an instant, gruesome death. Maybe your body explodes, or your blood boils instantly, or you freeze solid in a matter of seconds. Movies and TV shows love to make space look as deadly as possible, but how accurate are those dramatic portrayals? Today, in Myths of Physics, we are diving into the reality of space exposure. What happens to the human body in the vacuum of space, and how much of what we see in pop culture is actually true? Myth: the human body will instantly explode in space. One of the most common misconceptions is that without external air pressure, the gases and fluids inside your body will expand so fast that you will explode like a balloon popping. This sounds dramatic, but it is not how physics works. Your skin and organs are strong enough to keep everything in place. Yes, the drop in pressure would cause your body to swell up slightly, but not enough to rupture. In fact, astronauts in high-altitude pressure failures have experienced rapid decompression, and their bodies did not explode. The swelling would be uncomfortable and dangerous, but your body would stay intact. Myth: you will freeze solid in an instant. Another common belief is that space is so cold that you would turn into an ice cube the moment you step outside. While it is true that space is incredibly cold in shadowed areas, there is no air to conduct heat away from your body. On Earth, you lose heat quickly because the air or water around you carries it away. In space, the only way to lose heat is by radiating it away as infrared energy, which is a much slower process. Your body would not instantly freeze. In fact, the more immediate problem would be overheating, since there is nothing to cool you down if you are in direct sunlight. Myth: your blood will boil instantly. This one is partially true but misunderstood. In a vacuum, the boiling point of liquids drops dramatically because there is no external pressure holding them in a liquid state. This means that water in exposed parts of your body, like saliva or the moisture on your eyes, would start to evaporate quickly. However, your circulatory system maintains internal pressure, which prevents your blood from boiling inside your veins. So while your mouth and eyes might dry out painfully fast, your blood would remain liquid until lack of oxygen caused more serious issues. What actually happens? If you found yourself in space without a suit, here is what would really happen. 1. You would not be able to breathe. The lack of air would cause you to lose consciousness within 10 to 15 seconds. Before passing out, you might feel a tightness in your chest as the last bit of air expands in your lungs. 2. If you tried to hold your breath, it would be worse. The expanding air in your lungs could cause them to rupture, leading to fatal damage. The best thing to do in an emergency decompression is actually to exhale. 3. You would swell up, but not explode. Your body would puff up slightly due to the lack of external pressure, but your skin and muscles would keep everything in place. 4. You would not freeze instantly. Heat loss in space is slow, so your body temperature would not drop to freezing levels right away. 5. Your saliva and tears might start to boil. This would cause extreme dryness and discomfort, but would not be the most immediate threat. You would have about 90 seconds before permanent damage. If someone rescued you and brought you back to a pressurized environment within about 1 to 2 minutes, you could survive with proper medical treatment. Has this ever happened? There have been real-world cases of rapid decompression that give us a good idea of what space exposure would feel like. In 1965, a NASA technician testing a spacesuit inside a vacuum chamber accidentally experienced a total loss of pressure. He remained conscious for about 15 seconds before blacking out, and he later reported that the last thing he remembered was the saliva on his tongue boiling. Fortunately, the chamber was repressurized in time, and he survived without permanent injury. Another case comes from a 1982 Soviet space mission when a depressurization accident occurred in space. 2 cosmonauts died because they were exposed to vacuum for over a minute. Their bodies were intact, but the lack of oxygen caused fatal damage before they could be rescued. Conclusion: the real danger is lack of oxygen. The real threat of space exposure is not exploding, freezing, or boiling, it is suffocating. Without oxygen, your brain shuts down within seconds, and permanent damage happens within minutes. So, if a movie ever shows someone's body exploding or instantly turning to ice the moment they step outside a spaceship, you know that is just Hollywood drama. Space is dangerous, but reality is sometimes less dramatic than fiction. Thanks for watching this episode of Myths of Physics. If you have heard other wild claims about space and physics, let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more science content. Until next time, keep asking big questions, and if you ever go to space, keep your suit on.